Hi, how are you? I'm good. I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
My
It will be my pleasure. Um, yes, I can tell you about that. And growing up, of course, for me, that was normal because that was my life. Yeah, that was my life. So I thought it was normal. And then it turned out that it's not quite usual. So in my family, both my parents are healers. Very different traditions because my father comes from a Buddhist family. And even though his family was not much into healing and stuff, but they were all Buddhist. And he learned healing rituals and a little bit of magic from a rishi. I don't know if you know the term rishi or not. If you ask a Thai person what a rishi is, then the person will translate into an English word hermit. But it's not really a hermit because even though Rishi is a solitary practitioner, Rishi is actually an old Indian tradition of someone who, let's just say in short, like a living Buddha. They try to work on themselves. They're alone. They have a lot of rules similar to the monks, like Buddhist monks, but they're not really ordained monks. It's a really really old tradition that still exists in Thailand. Let's just say that a lot of them also practice healing or some sort of magic. And then from my mother's side, my mother's from a Muslim family. So when she does healing, she actually uses prayers. Although from my mother's lineage, there has been healers, shamans, and herbalists for many generations. And as far as I'm sure of, as far as I know, I'm probably the fifth or the sixth generation in this lineage to also have this gift of healing and work as a healer and help people. Yeah, and then growing up in Thailand, it's a Buddhist country and it's very open, so you can practice basically anything. People practice spirituality everywhere. Meditation is actually taught at a young age in school. Like, I remember I was 6 years old, and then the teacher at school made us sit in a row and then start meditating. And so for me, growing up in Thailand is like, well, this is common. We do this all the time. It is. And speaking of numerology, you know how crazy Thais can get? Um, some people, to this day, some people would drive the car out of the car's dealers at a certain day, at a certain time. Numerology, yes, it's that, or the wedding days, or other ceremonies, on a certain days at a certain time. We still do that. Actually, they say that we are superstitious. Yeah, and I wanted to tell you another story about me and my name, actually, because this is a tradition in Thailand that parents give two names, most often two names to the child, because they would consult a monk or someone who would know which name would be auspicious to the child, according to, probably the time or the day they were born. So they would have an official name, a name written on paper, something that should bring certain energy to that specific child. And then, since all the formality is done, then the parents give another name, whatever they like, whatever they want to call the child. That's why we all have the home name or the nickname, something the parents want to call us with. But at the same time, being aware of the energies of the names, especially the written words, they would choose something specific as an official name. So that's why I have two names, like Keadar and Bongkot. And there are sets of rules on what you can choose for your child. For example, I was born on Monday, so there was only a set of names, a list of names that my parents could choose for me as a Monday born child. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's complicated, but it's really interesting. I feel like I want to share this with people, and I want to, from my perspective, do what I can to help them, because I know that in the end, we're all one, we're all connected, and I need that, people need that, and why not help each other?